He the one that brought these curses upon you. He the one that put you in the position that you in. He the one that sent ice in your ass, man.
That's right.
Okay, because you can't put them fucking treat your ass down, man.
Damn.
Keep going.
It says, give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
And what are the things that are profitable to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? The words that's in the scriptures, man. You'll let all these other nations have it, try to give it to them, and then you want a piece of the American pie. Real quick, get Romans the 3rd chapter, start at 1.
Why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love?
That's Jake, though. You know, Jake don't want what's promised to them. Jake wants what Esau Edom has to offer. And he ain't giving it to you, man. How long this damn devil been over here and you still on the bottom? You know?
Or Jake don't want this promise without Esau Edom being able to get a part of it.
Yeah. I want to give my piece to Esau. Why can't Esau be there? Because the Most High hates him, man. That's why.
Well, niggas say, man, like, that would make us no better than them if we do them how they did us.
Well, we ain't gonna do them how they did us.
That's right.
We gonna do worse.
And righteousness.
And there's some things that we ain't gonna do to this damn devil.
Right.
Okay, there ain't gonna be no damn buck breaking in the kingdom. We ain't doing that shit, man. All right, we ain't gonna rape his wife. You know, he's sitting in his hole, and you just bust in late night. You drunk, and you see his wife, and you take his wife, man. We ain't gonna do no wickedness like that.
That's right.
All right, but hey, his daughter, that's a different story.
A brother come in the chariot, you take him in, man. Brother come in the chariot, go get him. Cool. Nah, you doing it like you said, you want his daughter, that's you.
Yeah, you're the East.
Because Esau gonna force you to breed.
Yep.
Though you hate, you know, doing the right thing. You like man with man, you a sodomite. That man's gonna and he might breed from. You know, and Jake's gonna have the promise.
Well, that's what he did to us. But he would do like incest and shit too, though. Yeah, we gonna do it the right way. We're gonna do it the right way. We ain't gonna be castrating. We ain't gonna be doing incest. Okay? We're gonna rule in righteousness. And we're gonna render unto you double, though.
That's right. We're
gonna have that spiritual power.
Yeah. I put it like this, you gonna get your ass beat.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, you gonna get fucked up.
Guaranteed.
All right, it ain't gonna be nice. All right, it ain't gonna be, the way these so-called Negroes here in America picture ruling over you Edomites, man. You know, we'll be cool with Esau. You know, he lives over here. We live over here. We good name now. Your ass gonna be way far that way in the fucking pit, man. Okay, you gonna have your own dwellings there. It's gonna be pretty much destitute. Okay, you gonna live in a damn hole, man. We ain't gonna be neighbors. All right, and we gonna be on a way higher level than you. Okay, you gonna be the lowest creature in existence. A roach is gonna be higher than you damn devils, man.
Dung is gonna be higher than you damn devils.
Has a purpose.
Well, you gonna get fucked up too in your low state. All right, you gonna just beat the shit out of your back for no reason, seemingly to you. You know, we know what you did in your past life, though, man. You was a fucking demon. And the spirit's gonna hop on brothers and come down to your home, tell you to get out and start hitting your ass, man. All right, we wonder what's going on. You all fucked up. Okay, it's punishment, man.
See?
All right.
And we're gonna have the power to make it go off. This is what we can do. You know, and it's gonna be on the highest level unimaginable.
God.
This is Romans chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then hath the Jew?
Yeah, what advantage then have the Jew, or what advantage then have the Israelite?
Yeah.
Okay? What advantage do these people have over all the other nations down here on the earth? Okay? What's so special about being an Israelite? You tell Jake that, yeah, you know you're Israelite. What that means? Jake, look at you like you got 5 heads. So what? Yeah, okay, I'm Israelite. Now what? What does that mean? You know? Keep going.
If I can add real quick, that was Malachi, you know? What profit is there in fearing and serving the Lord? That's the attitude that 2/3 take towards Yahweh Shem Yahushai and his truth. And where is that going to get me right here, right now, in this society?
Oh, you can avoid an ice raid
That's
right now.
I like that's that.
All right. Hey, and you can avoid getting rounded up by the Marines. Because you wouldn't be out at no fucking stupid ass protest, man. All right. And you wouldn't be bugging out because you already understand that this man's a devil. Okay? He ain't gonna give you justice, man. He ain't gonna give you a fair chance. All right? First of all, he's your enemy.
That's right.
Why he gonna try to put you in a position where you can prosper? Okay? Also, just look at the history. Since he came over here, he's been destroying you, man. Why you think in 2025 the nigga didn't change? He the same devil.
Yeah.
When you look at these Edomites, just think about Gustavo Colon, man. For you bugged out so-called Hispanics. All right? Just think about Gustavo Colon and what he did. Think about Cortez. Okay? Think about the conquistadors, man. But now you can't do that because it's different. This is a new day. Esau gonna show his horns again, man. You gonna wish you ran to the conquistadors this go around, man. Esau gonna go buck wild on you. All right? And he plans on murdering all you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He don't plan on leaving any of y'all left.
Yep.
The only ones that's gonna be saved are the elect.
That's right.
By the grace of Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shah.
That's right.
All right? Keep going.
It says, what advantage then hath the Jew, or what profit is there of
Yeah,
circumcision?
what profit is there in circumcision? Okay? What benefit is it that we keep this custom?
Right.
All right? Which when you go into the history of that custom, that was given to Abraham to signify that he made, that he had a promise with the Heavenly Father. The Most High made him a promise. Okay, and what was that promise? You can get it. Genesis the 17th chapter. That belongs to us, man. Okay, keep going on that.
Yep, it says, verse 2, much every way.
Much every way. So in all ways it profits us, man. Okay, keep going.
Chiefly because that unto them,
Which the word chiefly means primarily, okay, are the first reason why, okay, it's advantageous to us is because of this. Keep going.
it says chiefly because that unto them
Unto them, the Israelites, keep going.
were committed the oracles of the Most
The
High.
words that you read in this book concerning salvation, concerning promises, concerning blessings, is all pertaining to the nation of Israel. Okay, it ain't dealing with these other nations. That's why we read that what it said in Baruch.
Right.
Give not that which is profitable to thee to a strange nation. Give not thine honor to another. Okay, this book pertains to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You don't want nothing to do with it.
Yep.
All right? You trying to get a handout from Esau Edom when the Most High said he gonna make you priests and kings. All right? You ain't gotta worry about getting deported in the king. You can deport Esau Edom. Send that nigga to outer space, man. All right? Put him deeper in the earth. All right? He be making these movies and find the center. Send that nigga down there, man. Send him to the center of the earth. All right? Bring it out.
You want to go from the top or you want to?
You can just get to the
Well,
point.
that's where they're gonna be. They're gonna be in pits.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Jake don't want to see that though. Jake want to live side by side with Esau. You want Esau to be in his. Well, you niggas would be happy just having a shack right next to Esau's mansion, man. At least I'm close to him. Damn, you know.
What they call it? In-law?
Yeah.
Like a little,
Yeah.
the in-law quarters, or like a little small little house right next to
The
it.
ADU on Esau's mansion, man. I'm in the big house. You know. You got a fucking 10 by 10. You have to do that, man. That's Jake though. But Jake is on a low level.
Yep. Slave mentality.
Jake can't get out.
Genesis 17, I'm going to start
So it's
at
like
9. It says, the Most High said to Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generations.
Yep.
This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised.
That's why we circumcise ourselves today. Okay, it's a signal or a sign of the promise, the covenant that the Heavenly Father made between himself and Abraham. All right? People just think we do it for no reason. No, it holds great significance to the Israelites, man. All right? That's why Paul was mentioning in Romans the 3rd chapter. All right? What profit is there in circumcision?
Watch every way.
Keep going.
And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you.
So this signifies the covenant that we made, our forefather Abraham made with the Heavenly Father himself, man. Okay, which is binding. All right? And nobody can break it. And that promise, by the way, has not been fulfilled. Let me throw that out there. Okay? It has not been fulfilled yet. We still waiting for it to be fulfilled. Keep
And
going.
the Most High is not slack concerning this promise.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you,
Uh-huh.
every man child in your generations, he that is born in the house or bought with money of any stranger which is not of thy seed.
Yep.
It says, he that is born in thy house and he that is bought with thy money must needs be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant.
Uh-huh.
And the uncircumcised man child whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people. He had broken my covenant.
God, so I can go to the first verse.
Okay, kind of. Genesis 17:1. And when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, Yahweh appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty Power.
Uh-huh.
Walk before me and be thou perfect.
That's right.
And I will make my covenant between me and thee and will multiply thee exceedingly.
So this is the promise that the Heavenly Father made to Abraham. Okay, and after he made this promise to solidify it, he gave Abraham circumcision.
Yep.
He told him to pass that down to his children as a sign that he made a promise to him. Okay, that's the reason why we do it today. Keep going.
And Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee,
Uh-huh.
and thou shalt be a father of many nations.
Thou shalt be a father of many nations, which the many nations that it's talking about are the Israelites.
That's it.
Okay, because amongst this nation, all right, you got 12 tribes, which each tribe is like a nation within itself.
Yep.
Okay, and Jacob's so big today, even within the nation, the nation tribe is nations. Okay, you got Judah, he's spread throughout the United States. The West Coast Judites are different breed than the Southern Judites.
Yeah.
Those are like two different nations, even though they're the same tribe.
Well, even in West Africa, where Jacob spread, you got different tribes within the Nigerians. You got the Igbo, and you got the different. It's a couple of them.
Yep.
Which they call themselves different tribes. Look at Gad. Gad called themselves like different tribes. Or different nations.
Yeah.
I got a precept. This is Genesis 35:10. And the power said unto him, Thy name is Jacob.
Yep.
Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name.
That's right, which the word Israel goes back to the Hebrew Yasher Allah, which means he is a prince with the Most High. Okay, keep going.
And he called his name Israel.
Uh-huh.
And the power said unto him, I am the Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee.
That's right. That's talking about the sons that came out of Jacob and came out of Israel. So what we're reading right here in Genesis the 17th chapter is not dealing with all people down here on the earth. The Most High is talking about the seed that was going to come out of Abraham.
Yep.
Right? But you wacky-tacky Christians, you don't read now. See, that's why now Paul in the New Testament, the Gentiles can come in. Because those Gentiles and Israelites, by the way,
Yep.
okay, but those many nations that is talking about here in Genesis 17 is talking about Israel. That's a precept to back it up.
That's it.
Okay?
And kings shall come out of thy loins.
Mm-hmm. And all 12 tribes are going to be kings. Okay? After the order of Melchizedek, they're going to be priest kings down here on the earth. All right? Let's go on that.
I got one more. I'm just trying to.
But these are the
Right.
things that pertain to the nation of Israel.
I got it.
All right? And Jake wants to, cast his book off and try to get into something else out here. Something that ain't profitable. Something that's ultimately going to lead you to your death.
This is Genesis 28:13. And behold, Yahweh stood above it and said, I am the Lord, power of Abraham thy father, and the power of Isaac. The land wherein thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. It's talking about Israelites. Because that's why the Apostle Paul was running it back in Romans 9. You know, he was saying that, you know, not because they are the children of the flesh are they all children, because Abraham had more than one son. You know, he had Ishmael, he had Isaac, he had the 6 sons with Keturah. He said, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Why? Because there was a promise made. You know, so the Lord narrowed it down to Isaac. Y'all got it.
That's a quick one. This Isaiah 60, I'm going to start at 21. And people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. Verse 22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. It says, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in this time.
Yes.
Should I read it again?
Isaiah 60 and 21. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified.
What sister's talking about in the kingdom.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is one of the promises that the Heavenly Father has made to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You don't want nothing to do with it. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, you're looking at it like it's a strange thing. But the strange things, you're embracing it.
Yep.
That's why the Lord said he's gonna punish the kings and the princes that are arrayed with strange apparel. Because you got the wrong garments on.
Yep.
You know, you want to have that Christianity or the Islam or the other bullshit. But you don't want your garments. The best garments on the planet.
That's right.
The most magnificent, the most royal, but you want some peasant goddamn garments.
Babylonians.
Damn.
Yeah, oh man. The garments that everybody wants. Because all these nations, they want to be Israelites, man. That's why they attach themselves to Christianity. You know, I'm a Christian. So now the promises that the Heavenly Father gave to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob now it applies to me. But I don't work like that. But then here it is, you got Jake, who these promises actually pertain to, don't want nothing to do with it. And Jacob let these heathen have it if it was up to him.
Oh yeah. Well, you said already, they'll be happy just having like a little shack. It don't even have to be a 10 by 10. As long as they could sleep in it, barely sleep. You know, like the scripture speak about a bed that's not long enough that you fucking hanging off the edge and the sheet is just barely enough to cover you. They'll be as long as they're next to master, they good.
Jake was sleeping in a cage. Like the Moabites be sleeping in them cages. Jake cool with a cage, man.
Jake does it.
But they won't do that for the Lord.
No, hell no. It'd be mad. Why I gotta sleep in the cage?
Yeah, it'll be met with all kind of like, so what I'm looking for, opposition. Now why I gotta do that? You know, what kind of God gonna make you do all of that? Well, your God make you do worse.
Yeah.
Esau.
And he don't give you shit.
Yeah, but you happy with that shit. God damn, bro. Jake is a motherfucker, boy.
Crazy people, man.
It says that people also shall be all righteous.
Yep.
So the Most High gonna get their mind right though.
That's it. That's it.
You gotta be destroyed first, though.
Yep. Hey, and you know what? This whole situation with because Esau is slick. So what he's doing right now with the whole situation with the so-called Mexicans calling for so-called blacks to, help them out in their cause, where you at, where your voice at. This is like a division tactic that Esau is using, but it's pretty much as a stumbling block because he knows that this truth is gathering the elected nation of Israel together. So he's trying to throw different stumbling blocks out there to try to separate the tribes, but it's already out there. The ones that ain't gonna get it, those are gonna be the ones you're gonna get.
And really, the only way so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are gonna come together is through or under the banner of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Yeah.
The other shit ain't gonna work.
Nah.
They tried it in the past and it didn't work, man.
Nope. And it's funny because like I was watching, Star last night, his show, right? And they were discussing this situation, with the Mexicans or so-called Latinos calling for the help of the blacks and this, that, and the other. And you had Jake, Judites calling the show and saying, look, we the same people and all that, but you try to act like you white. You try to act, and it's true.
Yep.
So, but the thing is, that division is only going to work on the ones the Lord doesn't want. Because he's building up the tabernacles of David, and he also said that he's removing you know, that the breaches. And the breaches are all the differences that the tribes have with one another, the beefs. The Lord's gonna move all that out the way, and the elect are gonna get it. Because remember, there's plenty of Israelites, but there's only gonna be 12,000 teachers from each tribe. And then the multitude is gonna be, you know, however many it's gonna be. But the main ones that the Lord is gathering are the teachers right now. Y'all got it.
It says, Isaiah 60:21. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever.
They shall inherit the land forever. The land that it's talking about is the land of Israel. It ain't talking about America, man. You know how much people want a piece of American pie? You ain't gonna get it. All right? It's already been hundreds of years. You still hoping that Esau will give you a crumb, man.
Yeah. You ain't getting none.
You ain't getting it. Most High, and he got way more than a piece of pie for you. He gonna give you the whole universe.
Yeah. He said
that's too much for Jacob.
He said on the Lord's right hand is pleasures evermore. But you, like you said, it's too much for Jacob.
Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. The Lord have in store for them that love Him.
Yep.
Well, there's requirements to, you know, inevitably inherit this, you know, on the first go around.
Right.
You know, because all Israel's going to be righteous. All Israel's going to get, you know, that new body. But there's going to also be levels in the kingdom as well. Okay? And our people now, they have to wait for this. And you know Jake don't like waiting, man.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's why, hey, our people are so in love, infatuated with fast food. Because it's instant gratification. Boom, I can just eat right. I'm hungry. I got to eat right now. They can't wait. And let the meal, you know, that slow cook. And let the chef do his thing. You know, marinate. Let it marinate. You know, that's you know. Jake wanted now. I need it now. You know, and that's our people in that spirit now, man. They can't wait because the Heavenly Father, He's waited a long time in order for this kingdom to be established. A lot of things had to go down. Okay, we're still waiting on the MOTB to be fully implemented and made mandatory. You know, you got it.
It says, "Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified."
That's right. The elect are going to glorify Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
That's it.
Okay? So what are they going to do when Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai establishes? They're going to establish the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai throughout the four corners of the earth. All right? They ain't going to be doing their own thing. All right? They ain't going to be thanking Esau either for handouts, man. They're going to be praising Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right?
Okay, if I can say this real quick, it says the branch of my planting. When a husbandman, when he plants, say he wants to, you know, plant a tree or whatever, there's certain trees that take several years before you even get a fruit.
Right.
You know, before you even get that fruit that you want so badly, you have to wait. You have to wait many seasons in order for that fruit to be ripe and perfect. Okay, and that's basically the Heavenly Father. He has great patience. He has long suffering.
And then on top of that, there's certain traits that you want in that fruit. Okay, so you got to go through, you know, many trees. You know, this tree got the trait, this branch got the trait. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna plant it again. Okay, it's gonna grow. Okay, the fruit. All right, this the one I want. They run it back.
And that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work. Not only, you know, physical work, husbandry, but also you have to have a lot of patience. You have to long suffer because you might have a trait that you want. You want some chocolate notes within that vine. Within that grape, some berry notes, whatever it may be, some vanilla. You gotta wait till that it matures.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? You just can't get it. It's just not gonna spring up all of. The Lord could have did that.
Yeah.
He could have just made us wheels in the kingdom. Everything we don't. We just robots in the kingdom. You know. Oh, the Lord, He made this cycle that we're going through. He made it very meticulous and it was slow.
Tedious.
Tedious and slow. Okay. Because when you cook something that's slow, it tastes good. Don't it taste better?
Come on. I got something for you. This James 5:7. You had that?
No, I don't think about it though.
Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth,
That's right.
and hath long patience for it, until he received the early and the latter rain.
Yeah, the husbandman is the heavenly Father. All right, he's been waiting patiently for this fruit to be ripe, man. Okay, and then going into dealing with wine. Okay, the grapes that's on the vine, for those grapes to be ripe and to get that flavor that you like when you drink that wine, the vine has to catch hell pretty much. It has to go through adversity. All right, you would think that, you know, having a lot of water would be good for wine grapes, but it's not. They got to catch hell. All right, they got to go through adversity, and that's where you get those strong, good notes, those good flavors from, man. And Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is the same way. He wants that nice wine, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It says, be ye also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
That's right. You gotta wait, man. Woo. Okay, you gotta wait and suffer what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is putting us through until He delivers us, man. Right. Okay. And the promise of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai will be fulfilled. We just gotta wait for it. All right, but like the elder was speaking on, Jake is in this instant noodle mentality, man. Okay, he want it right now. You know, 3 minutes you put that fucking cup in the microwave, man, and shit come out, you eat it.
Ramen noodles.
Yep.
Through.
Jake eat it up, man. So Jake ain't gonna wait for the promises of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to be fulfilled, especially if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai on, you can't see what we talking about. Right. You know, we talking about the kingdom. You tell Jake about the kingdom. Jake can't even vision the kingdom. He don't even know what the fucking kingdom look like, man. Right. Especially with so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans ruling. Yeah. You tell Jake he gonna have multiple women, he think about all them toxic relationships that he got with the multiple women he dealing with. Yeah. You know, bitches fighting each other, some bad girls club type shit, man. That's what said Jake's, I don't want no kingdom like that.
His kingdom is a project.
He fine with just sneaking around, man.
Just getting by.
You can't give Jake, multiple women without the right program. They gonna be into, threesomes and doing some,
foul
profane shit.
Yeah.
That's part of the shit Jake like though. Yeah. You know, that's the kingdom that he envisioned. The threesomes going on. Nah, ain't none of that happening, man. All right.
Among my people are found wicked men. Yeah. They're wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
Hey, and in this society, that's really the only, not the only, but that's a big thing that goes on when these dudes got multiple women, man. They getting these sodomite women.
Yeah.
All three of them laying in the bed, you having a damn orgy.
Yeah. That's like they turn them out. Like you have chicks, and then they'll tell them, look, fuck with her, and she don't want to do it, but because she love him, she gonna do it. So she gonna turn into a dyke based off of this clown.
Yep. But if it's just straight up, righteous, they ain't looking. I'm gonna deal with you and deal with her. They ain't with it, man.
Man, it's just amazing.
This 2nd Ezra 9:20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. It says, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of cluster. And have kept me a grape of cluster.
Which that grape is talking about the elect. Right. All right. The cluster is Israel. The Most High of that whole cluster, he kept going grape, like the elder was just going into husbandry.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to be a husbandman, you got these individuals that make heirloom fruit. You got heirloom tomatoes. You got heirloom apples. Okay, none of that GMO matters, man. But for them to reach that stage for where they become heirloom status, you got to put a lot of work in. All right? A lot of work goes into that. Okay, pulling traits from this plant, pulling traits from that plant until you get that perfect tomato, man. The one that has nice flavor, it's juicy. Yep. Okay.
It's cultivated right. Hey, well, that's Isaiah 5, the Lord's vineyard. What else could have been done to this vineyard that I didn't do? How did it turn into, this, what the fuck happened? Y'all got it. What y'all got?
It says, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster.
Yeah, he kept a grape of the cluster, which is talking about the elect of the nation of Israel.
I'm saying you can either move this way or that way.
Keep going.
And a plant of a great people.
And a plant of a great people. So there's a certain branch that came out of the nation of Israel that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is dealing with. That's the elect. Okay, he's going to use these individuals as the beginning of this new plant he's getting ready to create. All right. Basically, well, you got a thing called cloning. You can clone plants. You know, so you get a clipping of a plant, you can put it in water. All right. You wait till the roots start to grow, and then you plant it, and that plant has the same genetics as the original plant that it came from. Okay. That's what Yahweh Shemi Hawashai is going to do. That's right. All right. He's going to cut off the elect. He's going to plant them, and the rest of the nation of Israel that come out, that are born, they're going to have those same traits that the elect have. Those are the traits that Yahweh Shemi Hawashai wants the entire nation to have. Okay? The rest of those branches are undesirable. Okay, they're useless, pretty much. They didn't bear that heirloom fruit that Yahweh Shemi Hawashai was looking for, but the elect have it. All right, keep going.
It says, let the multitude perish then.
And the multitude is the majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You ones that's losing your mind over this whole ICE situation, man. The Most High ain't dealing with y'all. Okay? Because like I said earlier, you should already know that the so-called white man's the devil. Why do you expect him to have some kind of justice when it comes to you?
Right.
All right? He been murdering you since he came over here. Okay? He been enslaving you since he came over here. Why do you think he changed? He's doing the same thing he's been doing.
Still the same serpent.
He rounding you up and putting you in concentration. The nigga been doing that.
That's it.
All right?
He ain't gonna change.
He ain't gonna change. He gonna get worse, actually.
Hey, may you do good that are accustomed to doing evil. You know?
This is just the beginning, man. All right? Wait till the troops really ramp up.
Yeah.
Okay, wait till they get the order to kill on sight, man. Okay, engage. They gonna mow you niggas down. All right, you already got the LAPD out there. They shoot people with rubber bullets. People ain't even doing nothing.
Yep.
He had that one
Sheriff
from Australia.
Oh, yeah.
She was just reporting, and the cop just shot the bitch, man.
Yeah.
For no reason. She clearly a reporter. She got the mic in her hand. She talking to the camera.
Yep.
This professional camera. He shot her. You know, now the time is gonna come where they're gonna be using live rounds, man.
Oh yeah. Hey, the sheriff down in Florida.
Oh yeah.
He said if you do this, we're gonna send you to the hospital. And if you spit on us, we're gonna send you to the hospital. Then we're gonna send you to jail. And if you try to stop, any of the escort, whatever they were saying, they're gonna run you over. And I forget something else. He said we're gonna shoot you. We're gonna kill you.
He said we're gonna notify your next of kin.
Yeah, way to pick up your remains.
Yep.
God damn.
Hey, that's the spirit of Esau.
Yeah. So they're gonna leave you where you stand, and then somebody had to come collect your shit, collect your remains. God damn.
Hey, but this is the devil that his horns are beginning to show, man. This how Esau always got down. Okay, but now he's getting the excuse to be able to utilize all that hatred that he has against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans again. He ain't got to be covert about it, man. All right.
Look at your actions. You're being wild and animalistic.
Which it ain't even really Jake that's doing it. It's the agent provocateur. But you set yourself up.
Right.
All right. You ain't supposed to be going out here protesting, begging this damn devil for nothing, man. All right. You're supposed to be cursing his ass out and praying to Yahweh Shemi Hawashai to destroy this damn devil.
That's it.
He ain't gonna give you nothing. He ain't never gave you nothing. All he gave you was rape, robbery, and murder, man. All right.
No, I said you give him excuse by taking your dumb ass out there. Screaming to him, saying, to help me.
Yeah.
When you totally in the wrong, man. The devil gonna help you.
Imagine that. This dude, he done killed you, and now you asking him for help.
Damn.
He stab you in the back. You asking him for help.
But he allowed. See what he did. The devil baited you. He allowed you to come into this country. He ain't even allowed some of you to have children and to get businesses, even being illegal, go through the process. It was all good. It was all good. So you thought it was all good. All right, let's come on in. The whole time he was setting you up for this very moment, man. To come down with that clamp, to come down with that hammer on your ass, and to blame you for all the problems of America.
God damn, not Esau.
Not Esau. No, he's a dog. Nobody talks about Esau. Nobody's talking about that preemptive strike that Israel hit Iran and was took out women and children. Nobody's talking about the strikes they hit Gaza with. Nobody's talking about none of that.
What about the big beautiful bill? All that money that this damn devil wants to spend. Nobody talking about that. You niggas are the problem.
Well, what he gonna spend? An extra $1 trillion on military? Man? Why? Because these nations are prepared for war. Okay, while you so-called blacks and Native Americans got your foot up your asses. Okay, you got your head up your asses.
Thumb, your head,
thumb, all that. You just completely in your ass. Okay, thinking that the so-called white man, he's changed. He's a changed man.
Different breed now.
You know, because he gave you an iPhone, because he allowed you to set up a taco stand. You know, he allowed you to sell fruit. He allowed you to sell them hot dogs and glizzies.
Hang out at the Home Depot.
Yeah. Get work at the Home Depot.
They live.
Okay. Nah, allow you to open up a business and sell burritos and shit. And some would win.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, the tribes come over, some of them be winning.
Yeah, that's true.
Allow you to sell the dope.
Yeah.
Allow you to traffic. To be a demon. He allowed you to be a demon. Now he's saying that behavior, that demonic behavior, we're not gonna have that no more.
It won't be tolerated.
No more. It's law. It's gonna be law and order.
That's it. It's
But
over.
he gave you license to be out of order.
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
That's the devil, man.
Yeah.
I got a precept for you.
Here's the
It's
setup.
the book of Sirach 12 and 10.
Yep.
Never trust thine enemy.
Yeah, you so-called blacks and Native Americans, first of all, you don't know who your enemy is. You think Hector and Jesus and Juan, he's your enemy, which he's viewed as an enemy, but that's not your true enemy. Your true enemy is the so-called white man as well as the rest of the nations. Your brother, you're supposed to have these law, statute, commandments, which is supposed to stand you on your feet and make you more excellent than all the other nations. To where you're supposed to look at your brother a different type of, you're supposed to look at him with love. But them curses are upon you. So you look at him, you look at the so-called black man, the division between the Latino man and the black man, that's hatred. But you don't look at nothing that the so-called white man has done to you and what he's doing to you right now. And what he's preparing to do to you in the future. He's preparing to take your ass out.
Yep.
And who you gonna scream to? Who you gonna scream to? The white man?
The same dude that's bringing that hell on.
Wait, are the Chinese gonna come? Are they gonna come and help you out?
Yeah.
Are the Iranians, are they gonna come and help you out? They say, we're gonna shoot missiles on America because they're oppressing the Latinos and the blacks.
Who shall be moaned?
Who shall be moaned? Nobody is gonna bemoan you.
That's right.
Okay, but hey, as it says in Matthew the 11th chapter, we have piped unto them, they have not danced.
Yep.
We have lamented unto them, they have not mourned.
Yep.
So here it is, you can mourn with us, right? You can mourn with us, which really is rejoicing.
Yeah.
Really, because at the end of the day, what? The Most High is going to avenge all our enemies.
And it says those that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Jake ain't troubled by this shit.
Yep.
Right.
They're part of the problem.
That's it.
They're not troubled by it until it affects them immediately, like
Yep.
with the ICE thing. Now Esau's an issue, or an establishment that Esau has is an issue. What you're gonna come to understand is that the whole establishment is the issue. This whole power structure that this damn devil has is the issue. And Yahweh Shai addresses it in the scriptures. He said he's gonna destroy everything that Esau Edom has built up, man. The beast and the whore are gonna be destroyed.
And Esau, he's forcing Jake to ultimately to lose it.
Yep.
To basically crash out and become super violent against the authorities. So he has justification to come in even harder, man. It's the same old tactic.
Yep.
All right, and the scripture said we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. That's why we ain't out there marching and saying no, to hell with ICE go home. We not. We curse you out to the spirit, man.
That's right.
That's it.
This is what you so-called blacks and Native Americans should be doing. All right, because Esau, he can't really combat this. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He's a violent man. He's a man. He's a carnal man. He's a man of the sword. Okay, he's not a man of spirituality. Well, he's spiritual, but on the left-hand side, okay, with Satan and them demons.
Yep.
Yeah, we ain't got no worldly chance that we out here speaking. We speaking the words of Yahweh Shai. We ain't gonna let no dude around us with no fucking Molotov cocktails, man.
Yeah, that clown.
Dude that want to carry bricks and shit. Or the one dude.
Yeah, he came twice already.
You want to take out Bezos?
Yeah, with a shot.
Well, we cursed that dude out.
Yep.
We ain't dealing with that spirit. More importantly, Yahweh Shai ain't dealing with a spirit like that, man.
That's it.
So if you come in the spirit, you want to, commit violent acts, especially against the government, you are. We gonna give you a walking paper, and we can go to one of the ICE protests.
That's it.
Right? We out here to curse you out through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shai, and tell you that the Heavenly Father gonna destroy you. Okay,
That's
the
it.
Heavenly Father's gonna wipe your country from off the face of the earth. All right? And then after that, he's going to raise these people up to be the rulers.
That's it.
All right?
I got something for you.
Done.
This is Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him.
Who's the him? The him is talking about Esau Edom. But see, it's bigger than ICE, man.
Right.
All right? ICE is a small organization within Esau Edom's power structure, man.
Done.
Okay? And it's a real small organization. All right? We deal with the whole horde and the beast. Okay?
The rulers of this nation.
Yep.
The scriptures tell us to go out to the mountain of Esau.
Yep.
Okay, to the mountain, to the peak, the summit. We cursing out the actual rulers of this earth, man. I shake the hand that you may go into the gates of the nobles. Not some low-level organization.
Yeah, fucking ICE.
They're just order followers.
Yeah.
Right.
If they were told to stand down, they're gonna stand down. If they're told to shoot, they're gonna shoot. Okay, who gives them the orders? See, nobody's going to actual the people that are causing the issue. You're going to the low-level organization, which you're fighting something that you can't win. Okay. You're fighting something that you can't win, and they have the excuse to blame you.
That's right.
Because now you're going against the government. And you're not going to win against Esau, man. The scriptures say the sword is sharpened, that it may be furbished.
That's it.
Okay? That it may be handled. It's given into the hand of the slayer. Who the slayer? Esau Edom. He ready to slay you, so-called black flat Native Americans.
Also, if you're going up against the government, you're going up against Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's it.
The Most High put this damn devil in power. The Most High allowed this damn devil to establish ICE to oppression, man. All right? Yep. You got to call on Yahweh Shem Yahushua and beg for mercy. They don't want to do that. They want to go to Esau Edom. You do away with this organization. If you, let's say ICE is done away with it, then you're going to get another organization. They're going to put more hell on you than ICE did.
And furthermore, why don't you so-called Latinos, why don't you curse out the Mexican mafia, the cartels, all the drug dealers, all the individuals that are trafficking children? Why don't you curse them out? Why don't you try to get them people out of the community?
Which those individuals, they set up by the same people that run ICE.
That's it.
All right, see, what we talking about is the destruction of all this shit that Esau Edom has set up down here on the earth, man. It's all going to be done away with. Okay, the cartels, the drug traffickers that this nigga set up, the subversion tactics that this damn devil uses against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Yep.
It's all going to be done away with, man.
Okay.
Who's going to destroy this damn devil? Who's going to cause all these things to cease? Yahushua.
That's it. Okay, can I finish? This is arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down.
That's right, cast Esau Edom down, because as long as he's up, he's going to be able to create these organizations. As long as his military forces are forced to be reckoned with, he's going to be able to do the things that he's doing.
Yep.
The Most High is going to destroy this damn devil's entire military. He's going to take his power away, man.
That's it.
All right?
So,
He don't have the power to oppress you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans anymore. Jake don't want that. Jake just wants one little apparatus of the oppression, the hand of oppression to be destroyed. You know?
Yep. It says, deliver my soul from the wicked.
That's right. And this is what you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should be asking for, man. Deliver your soul from the wicked. All right? Because the time that we entering into is Jacob's trouble, man. We can see it plainly. All right? It's no coincidence that he's using the Northern Kingdom, so-called Latinos and Native Americans to spearhead this movement.
Yep.
All right? What has been done? What's the precedent that has been set? The military can now operate as law enforcement in these cities, man, which is illegal.
Yep.
According to United States law. All right? What are the military used for? They're used for war actions, man. This damn devil's declaring war on you.
Well, if they erect the Insurrection Act, then the military can use deadly force.
And they gonna do it.
Under the excuse of terrorists. Under the excuse of America coming under harm.
Yep.
Okay, the citizens and the military and the police force.
What people fail to understand is that Esau's going by the book. It is a foreign invasion. All right, these people, where are these people from? All right, they're not from America. They're coming in. They're flooding in. Not only that, who's funding the protest? Chinese Communist Party, man. Okay, so-called Jew, the dual citizen, you know who. And now, what's happened to his ass? He's getting lit up. So now they're gonna, the army's coming in, man. It's wartime now.
That's it.
Y'all old enough to realize this is a new 9/11. It's a different zone now. All right, the Marines are here. All right, George Floyd, that shit happened. Okay, the whole uproar of the people. But did they protest for COVID? Did they protest about wearing a mask?
Nope.
Did they protest that they got forced to take a medicine? All right, that wasn't even a medicine, man. It was an experiment. Did they No, they protested for a psyop. So, you see what's going on in Israel right now? The Iron Dome. What's the Iron Dome doing? Nothing. It's getting lit up, and they still hitting them. Iran's hitting them right now as we speak. Lighting them up.
Light them up.
Lighting them up, man. Okay? So what do you think's gonna happen to America? America's gonna get lit up, starting with these West Coast cities, man.
Yeah, because them rats are gonna draw America in.
Right, that's why you got the Marines on American soil, doing what exactly? Going after who? The American people.
Mainly Jake.
Mainly the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man.
Yep.
It's gonna be all hell out here, man. And the water got about you mouth shut.
Yeah, about some else, yep.
Because we've been telling you, and what do you people been saying? Ain't nothing gonna happen. Oh, y'all just talking.
All right.
Well, okay. What's happening right now? The Iranians are lining up the so-called you-know-who's.
Yeah.
And what is that gonna lead to? WW3.
That's it.
We're in it.
Well, Iran, they can stop, what is the Strait of Hormuz?
They're gonna do it.
They
Well-
can stop that. What is it, 40% or 50% of how much oil comes out of that strait?
Well, I forget the name of the dude. But he be talking about, geopolitical things. And he said, America, you can't invade America. You can't go in there. America needs to be destroyed from within. Oh, Bukalele said that. He said America's going to be destroyed from within. Okay, they're going to do it by the books. That foreign nationals are going to take over your government. Who took over the U.S. government? Who owns the U.S. government? Who owns every politician? What country are they from, man?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, they're going to come in. They're going to cause uproar. They're going to cause instability, division amongst the people. Well, who's funding all these movements? Who's funding all? Hey, the civil rights movement, man. That was literally that was Jake getting his ass whooped, man.
Yeah.
Jake was literally getting his ass whooped. He didn't want no part of it.
Small hats funded it.
And guess who? And guess who funded it? Because Jake didn't care about sitting where on the bus. Jake had their own buses.
Yep.
Jake didn't care about sitting in Esau's restaurant, man. Jake had their own restaurant.
Yeah.
But you know what? Guess who funded it? Guess who came in and started that? And then you had them guys, George Wallace. I bet it was Alabama, was it Mississippi?
What's that?
George Wallace, the governor, right, of Alabama or Mississippi. Someone can look that up. That's pretty much Governor Newsom right now. Okay, because George Wallace, he said no to segregation. Okay, that was a federal. Alabama. What year was that? And they said it was a political stunt, which probably was. But ultimately, he was looking out for his own people.
Yep.
And he said, no, we don't want to segregate. We don't want to desegregate. We're not going to listen to the federal government. Alabama says we're segregated. Blacks here, whites here. And he said no to the federal government. What happened? They sent the federal government. They sent the National Guard in.
They do whatever the fuck they want.
They said no, we're enforcing federal law. Same thing happening right now in California. You got ICE, you got Homeland Security, HSI, National Guard, Marines are saying we're going to enforce federal law in California. So California is the new George Wallace. So they're running it back. And what happened during those days? They went to Vietnam. These young kids, you see, they're not worried about nothing.
Yep.
They don't know what's going on. They're gonna get shipped out there to fight this war, man.
Yep.
You're gonna get your ass shipped out there to fight this war in Iran, whether you like it or not. Okay? Just like back in 2001, right? They were shipping men out to go fight that war. But this war is different. This is a big bad guy you're fighting. You're fighting the Iranians.
Yep.
They got a military, they got missiles, they got intelligence, and they got allies.
And you're going to be fighting the Russians.
That's right. Yep. And the North Koreans.
You think that what the Iranians is doing to the Israelis right now is a big deal? Wait till the Russians step in. The Chinese, the North Koreans.
Yep.
They're not gonna go after them dudes in that land, man. They're gonna cut the neck, they're gonna cut the head off the snake.
Somebody get draw 3 or 9.
They're gonna cut the head off the snake, man. And that's going to start right here on these coastal places. Starting right here in San Francisco, man. Los Angeles. Right now, they're starting it right now because they already got everything in place. The chess pieces in place to cause instability, uproar. Because tomorrow, this city's going to go on fire, man. Tomorrow, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York City, Miami, all these big cities on the coast are going to go crazy. Why is that? Who funded it? Who's behind it? And they're going to be waving what? Foreign flags. I want to see a nigga wave a Russian flag, man. Be really about it, man. Be about it, because America is finished. Okay? And they really shat on the parade of the so-called you-know-who's, these other guys.
Oh, yeah. They shutting that shit down, too.
And no, all this PRID, BS, okay, this LGBT, whatever, they ain't worried about that no more, man. People are really about to go crazy tomorrow on some real shit, on some anti so-called ICE. But really, what are they gonna do? They're gonna loot, man. Niggas gonna loot tomorrow, man. Niggas gonna loot tomorrow. Okay, that's why you go down the street right now, everything's boarded up.
Yeah, it's the North Reparation Act.
Everything is boarded up. Why is that? It's supposed to be a peaceful protest. You're supposed to have how many people come to San Francisco for Pride Month? Millions of economic. San Francisco is a tourist destination. They make their money in June. For who? For these weirdos.
Yep.
They go to the store, it's boarded up. They're gonna go out tomorrow, they wanna go to a parade. Well, you won't see the parade tomorrow, man. It's gonna be a bunch of you-know-who's out there raising hell. Okay, just like in Los Angeles, they just got started, they ain't finished. The spirit of Jake and this shithole California is out off the chain, man.
Yeah, the Lord's rousing Jacob.
And they're gonna get down because they got nothing better to do. They literally got nothing better to do, man. The niggas already cause mayhem on the regular. Now you're gonna have a crowd, a mob around them. What are niggas gonna do even more so?
Oh yeah, act up. They're gonna act the fool.
They're gonna chimp out. They're gonna chimp out. It's gonna be a chimping out, a nationwide chimp out, man.
This is Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
What's happening right now? War's been prepared. Hey, the Israelis, they went in without any, it was a so-called preemptive strike. Ain't nobody attacked them. And you know what they've been saying? The Iranians, they're 2 weeks away from a missile, from a nuclear bomb. They're 2 weeks away. They've been saying that since 1982. They've been printing that same thing since 1982. And you know what that reminds me of what they were printing in the early 1900s. They were playing around with a 6 million number 2. They were playing around with numbers. And you know what that also reminds me of? The weapons of mass destruction. And you know what? We got to go get this guy in Iraq.
Yep.
We got to go over there. All for what? The Lord has them preparing war, man. Yeah. And they're letting you people know. All they got to say is these little words right here, and your mind is controlled. You're a bug out. You don't know what's going on. And you can see these people. They don't know what's going on.
No. Neither do they
You're
care.
about to get hit like Tel Aviv, man. They don't give a fuck. They're partying. They're partying for the wrong reasons. All right, because we're going to have a drink and we're going to be happy. We're going to have a drink and we're going to be, man, may the Lord rain more hell on them people over there, man. Okay? May the Lord bring it here.
Yep.
Okay?
It
He's
says,
bringing it.
prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
Yep, all the men of war come near, draw up. The Russians, so-called Chinese, okay? The Iranians, they got it popping. Hey, man, we've been talking shit about them for a minute. We've been talking shit about the Iranians. Hey, man, shout out to the Iranians, man. Hey, but you know what? They showed it that they're not the instigator. They're not the bad guy. Who's really the bad guy? Yep. And the world sees that. That's why the scriptures makes perfect sense. Yep. The beast, the whore, okay, the other nations. All right, everyone's going to turn against who? They're not going to go after the beast.
Right.
They're going to come after the whore. America, man.
Yep. That's it.
All right, they're not mad about the Germans over right now. They're not mad about the French.
Well, the beast
the
going to
British.
separate themselves from the whore.
They're going to line up with the Iranians. They're going to line up with the Russians. Yep. They're going to line up with the so-called Chinese and be like, let's get it popping.
Well, they're part of Asia. Yeah. That's what they call it Eurasia. So they're in that same continent. You know, they share a lot of similar customs and culture.
And they connected by that land mass.
That's it.
It's still part of that
Once
land.
Russia, start threatening Europe, they gonna turn coast, man. Because America, you far away. Those Russian troops, the first place they're gonna attack are the different European nations. Man.
Yep.
Well, and you got Trump want to come out of NATO.
Yep.
He's talking shit about the EU.
And Trump is finished. He's the guy, Lowell Willing. Okay? He's Lowell Willing. He's the guy to go after. He's the, how do you say, he's the Trojan horse, man. Okay, he came in there talking about America first. Really, that's the whore first.
Right.
The whore that sat upon the beast first. Okay, now the beast's going to turn against the whore. And you can see, because who's controlling all this other stuff going on right now? It's the beast. The beast is controlling it, man. Okay? Hey, all the old money, all the power is still over there in those Swiss Alps. It's still over there in Bavaria. Okay? It's still over there in Versailles. It's still over there in the city of London, man. America's brand new. America's no big deal to these people, man. Especially you people on this side. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They don't give a shit about you. They never did. And they're going to feel no type of way when they shoot a missile on your bitch ass,
The
man.
Jake is being used to catapult and speed up the implementation of this beat system. They're being used as an excuse to come in and bring the military in, to bring that hammer down, to blame you for why they have to create this digital system where you just can't go into the store and buy something and come out. You got to have a digital marker now.
You got to make sure you ain't a terrorist. You could be a part of those protests.
Well, everybody's onto it. They already know Palantir is just going to be the social credit score.
That's it.
Palantir is moving towards the American social credit score. You already got a regular credit score. America is more intact than the so-called Chinese. They institute the social credit score than the so-called Chinese do. Okay, because you're already on social media. You already have a social security number. Okay, you already
Driver's license.
have a driver's license,
Birth certificate.
everything, and you have a credit score. Every loan you ever got, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up. You get a notification, and they're going to use it against you, and it's all going to lead to that chip, man. Well, that's the next thing. That's the next thing, man. People think World War III is going to hit now. No, wait, just wait. This is the beginning.
And they've been talking about, chipping the migrants anyway.
Yep.
Putting biometric trackers inside them.
Well, yeah, Trump's wall, which he don't talk about that no more.
Right.
Remember Trump's wall, his first term? Well, really, it was all set up to do Trump's the digital wall. The digital wall where you don't need an actual wall anymore. Because the NWO is what? It's the world's without borders, nations without borders. Now you can be identified through a microchip.
Yeah.
Okay, a near field communication chip. Where now the system is the wall. And you got Elon Musk with the Skynet, there's nowhere you can hide, there's nowhere you can run. Okay?
Yeah, it's at least the flock drawing everyone out, man, and everyone's gonna blame borders. If there was no borders and everyone was just global citizens, there would be no war. And that's where they're gonna push this new world order. That's how they're gonna push it on you.
Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hook into spears. Let the weak say I am strong.
Yeah, so that's why the Iranians, all right, they got 90 million people, 90 million, I believe, if not even more. Okay, compared to the land mass and the population of that land they're going to war with, it's night and day, man. They literally can do nothing without the American government supporting them.
Well, that's why they fuck with Iran. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done nothing. They know if they would have went in there without no backing, they would have been through.
And not only that, I heard this guy, what was it, Nick Fuentes? He said the Israelis are the proverbial cashing the check, paying the check you can't cash. That's the Israelis, because all they can do is talk all that madness, but they need the Americans behind them. They need the U.S. government to come up and support them. But the U.S. Navy ships, they can't stop the missiles.
Yeah.
Iron Dome, the U.S. Navy interceptor missiles, it's nothing. You got the so-called Jew. He's on the balcony right now recording. And he's like, oh, and it's Yiddish. He's speaking Yiddish, and then you see a missile get intercepted, and then boom,
Hypersonic.
the hypersonic missile. You can't intercept the hypersonic.
Shit.
The hypersonic hit him, man. And we went into that a couple months back, man, the hypersonic missile, what that really means, man. That's a missile that's faster than the speed of sound. Okay, sonic meaning sound. Hypersonic, faster than sound. So ain't no intercepting hypersonic missile. And the Iranians got it, man. And guess who else got it?
Russia.
The Russians.
Yep.
Guess who else got it? So-called Chinese.
Yep.
Guess who else got it? The North Koreans. So you ain't gonna stop the missiles from hitting this place, man.
Right.
And the Most High gonna have them to hit it. Because what are the Iranians? Where are they really shooting the missiles from? They're shooting them from submarines,
Yeah, and then
from the Gulf.
a lot of those missiles they're shooting is old shit that they had.
That's all shit. Yeah. They clearing out the inventories.
Yeah, and they're shooting it, and then these devils, the JOOSs, they shooting, they're anti ones, right? So they're wasting a lot of that shit,
On the old shit.
Yeah.
It's meant to deplete the system.
Exactly.
That's it.
They're using the old missile and then hypersonic. Boom, boom, boom. Hypersonic. Boom.
Yeah.
Iraq, they was using old shit. Brothers that was there, they was like, man, what the hell is this? They using shit from the 60s. Not only that, they was using this thing called depleted uranium. Uranium that was just depleted from making nuclear missiles.
Yep.
So they was had waste. They're like, what can we do with this? Well, let's put it in ammunitions and use it. So they was using backup inventory, man, on a war that they didn't need to fight. But the so-called white man needs to fight every war. Because that's his blessings. That's what he's about. Chaos. He's an agent of chaos.
Assemble yourselves and come,
Purge, man.
all ye heathens,
Ready for the purge.
and gather yourselves together round about.
Yep, all the heathens. And they're already surrounded that land, man. Hey, when the Lord put us there, he put us there for a reason, okay? He put us there in the middle of the universe. The land of Jerusalem, the land of Israel. Okay, you're surrounded by everything. You're in the middle of the world. The world goes around that place. And those people are right now surrounded by enemies. Okay, keep going.
Yep, it says, and gather yourselves together round about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord.
And now all these nations are doing what? They're surrounding who? The Americans. Okay, Babylon. With their, they already said over there in Greenland, the big reason about Greenland, all right, that Trump talking about Greenland this, the Greenland that, the Russians are there. They're right there waiting to take that over. Because as soon as they take that land, Greenland, they're going to launch. They're going to stage. They're going to launch from there. Okay? They got Cuba already. They got Venezuela already. Okay, Mexico's a narco state. That could go anywhere you want to go.
Yep.
Okay?
They're negotiable.
Yep. Exactly. Very negotiable. Hey, they're already coming up here tearing shit up.
Yeah.
You see how these Mexicans, they act like these ain't Mexicans from the 1960s, man. These niggas just got here and they're acting the damn fool. Okay? They mama sells hot dogs on the on the side of the road. Okay? And they was born here in 2005, 2010. Okay? And then what are they doing? They line shit up. Like that guy, see you look back.
Well, they ready to purge.
He just got here. You just got here, man. For what? To get hit with a missile, man.
Yep.
You came to America to get hit with a missile, man. To die in America, man. When you could be in your homeland cracking up coconuts. Okay? Making empanadillas.
Burritos.
Okay, making burritos, man. making fresh tortillas. But you want to come up here and light shit on fire. Go ahead. The Marines gonna kill you, nigga. The Marines gonna kill you and the Russians gonna kill you. That's what the Lord got for you fucking niggas, man.
Yep.
I don't feel no type of way about seeing so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans getting lit up by the so-called white man. It's about damn time, man.
Yep.
Deserve it.
It's about damn time.
You are the problem.
It's about goddamn time. Because you don't want to listen to the word. You don't want the Most High's word. You scoff at the word of the Lord. Now look at World War III is here. I just saw a dude with a hook nose over there laughing, man. What's this guy laughing about? You should be mad. The hook nose ain't even tripping. That's how you know the Lord got something real special for this place.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Yeah, and they're going to gather in that land, man. They're going to gather in the Middle East for this World War III. All the troops, all the armies. All right. Well, I just showed the apostle. They got it's like a goddamn World Cup viewing, man. When the World Cup goes on, All right, they put the game on the screen. They got the plaza. All these people, they're in Yemen, watching the Israelis get lit up by the missiles, man. they in the plaza, like yeah. They in the plaza watching it like it's a World Cup match, man. Turning up,
Through.
bro. It's over for this
Well,
place.
that's how it's going to be with America.
Yep.
You know,
It's
They
gonna be
they
live.
They're going to watch America burn.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's going to be front. You know, the best TV, the best. It's going to be the best movie.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Hey, it's gonna be what they say. It's gonna be it's pure cinema. Right, pure cinema. Scorsese. Go ahead.
And the precept is 2nd Ezra 15 and 20. Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them.
Yeah, because the Heavenly Father is putting war in their hearts. The Ayatollah right now, the Iranians, they ain't playing. I saw another clip of a Jamaican out there in Iran right now. A Jamaican on vacation. And he's like, man, he's kind of feeling some type of way. And the Iranian's like, hey, man, enjoy your vacation. He's like, nah, I'm from Jamaica. I don't know. He's like, this is normal. Them niggas is ready for war, man.
Oh yeah.
It's not wars in their hearts. It's in their mind. So their leaders are the same way.
Yep.
These other nations. The North Koreans. You think the North Koreans is worried about when they're going home and they're sleeping? I hope there's no war.
Yeah.
Them niggas want war, man.
what did the scripture say? As a leader of the people, so are his officers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a ruler of the city, so are his, the citizens, the people. You know, so if the leader is in a warlike mind, that's going to be in the spirit of the rest of the people. You know?
Yeah.
And all the sanctions and all these things they did to the Russians recently, that turned up the Russian people, man, to get behind their government, man, to get behind their leader, to say, you know what, they don't care about us. And the Russians tell them, hey, they don't care about you, man. They want to destroy you, not us. Sanctions hurt you, not me. That hurts you. And look what's going to happen. We're going to go to war now, and they're going to be ready.
And they see all that anti-Russian propaganda that the United States pushes out. Which
And-
they get mad over that shit, man.
And they know what the Bolsheviks did to them. They remember all that death they had to go through, all them death camps, gulags, and they know who the Bolsheviks really are. They really know what type of people they were. Because Bolshevik, that's just a facade for who's really behind the picture. And we all know who that is. Yep. A pseudo hat, pseudo small hat. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 15, I read 20 again. It says, Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me,
That's right.
which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them.
Because are you going to see a global people come around and say, you know, don't, like they did for Ukraine, oh, let's support Ukrainians, oh, let's outcast the Russians. The Iranians been like that for decades. They've been sanctioned. They can't trade. They can't do this, and that. But really, you can see if you notice, you watch it, everyone's against them dudes in that land right now, man. The dudes in our holy land. Everyone's turning against them, saying, why are they starting this war? That's what people are saying.
The scripture saying Obadiah now are greatly despised.
Yep.
You know.
They know who the real instigator is. And it don't matter how many October 7th, it don't matter how many times you bring up Auschwitz, it don't matter how many times you bring that up, man, that you look like the piece of shit that you are.
Well, you can see the hypocrisy that's taking place.
Right.
Here it is, all these things are happening. You can kill people, indiscriminately, but then something happens to you and it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and America's backing these individuals.
That's World War
Everybody
III.
can see what's going on over there. These people ain't doing nothing to you. These Ishmaelis, they just over there chilling, and
Yeah.
you're bombing the shit out of them.
Yeah, they just want to walk around a rock, man.
The International Court of Justice has already declared that a genocide has taken place. They declared the occupation of Gaza unlawful. Well, so the whole world, all these nations, they on board with that decision.
Well, then you start understanding what was the plan all along.
Yep.
Okay, because if the Iranians hit first and start lining them up, because you already know where they're going to go. They're going to leave. They're going to go back to their homelands. Go back to Europe. Go back to the Caucasus. Okay, they're going to go back to New York, where they belong. Jew York. They're going to go back to all the places they came from to go instead of being an occupier, okay? And then all those Gazans and the West Bankians, they're going to come in and take it over. So what do? They raised it, man. They destroyed it. They bombed the hell out of it, man, to get them out before they did what? Before they started this war. And now that they poking the bear now.
Well, yeah, because they had to deal with that front of Hamas, you know, and they had to deal with Lebanon in the north. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hezbollah, right? So they basically decapitated both of them, took them out, and now it's going to Iran.
And then ultimately, you ain't about to invade Iran. Okay, the so-called, well, you're going to try to. You're going to try to invade, and you're going to end up in that valley, man. Okay, you're going to try to go and invade Iran. You're going to try to go and invade all those Arab nations. And you're going to be stuck in that valley, man. Because you got to understand, Iran is a very mountainous place. You just can't go, freeways and like America. You jump on the road and it's flat, Texas, flat. You go from West Texas to Houston. 8 hours.
They have a natural barrier, Iran.
Yeah, it's a crazy landmass. Okay, and that's protected them for what? For fucking eons. Okay, since the beginning of time.
Oh, that's an ancient kingdom too. You're dealing with the Persians, man. Yeah. That's a very ancient nation. Some small country out there in the Middle East ain't gonna conquer that land, man.
Yeah,
regardless of whether you got the backing of America or not. Then on top of that, the Most High ain't on your side.
That's it.
Yeah, so that landmass, you ain't about to go invade that. And when you try, we're gonna read what happens to you. Keep going.
It says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai power. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth.
That's right, and who's that? That's the so-called white man, Esau Edom, starting with your head tribe, Amalek. Okay, you've been shedding innocent blood since the beginning of time, man. Since your dirty red foot, God bless that sword. Okay? And now, the chickens are coming home to roost. All the cliches you ever heard, it's happening right now. Yeah. Think of them, that's right now.
Reap what you sow.
Reaping what you sow, chickens coming home to roost.
Can you come up?
That land beds are made.
Yep, exactly right. And what's happening? The Lord is orchestrating every last bit. Okay? Yeah, for this guy Netanyahu to do that, man, that had to have been the Heavenly Father.
Oh, yeah.
That had to have been the Heavenly Father.
The Most High is turning his mind and
Yeah.
go to war.
Hey, well, we was talking about every time Jake does a little sun, we come back to civilization. The world's on fire again. Mm-hmm. All right, we're like, damn, what's happening? LA's on fire. And what's going on in LA? Complete uproar, right? And LA always had that spirit. They said this never happened. Nah, bro, you forgot about Watts?
Yeah.
Right.
Rodney King.
You forgot about Rodney King? Okay. You forgot about the Chicano moratorium? All right. LA's always the Zoot Suit riots.
Zoot Suit right, yeah.
All right. LA's always had that spirit on it, man. But now you see it being used against America.
Yeah.
Because back then, that was used for Jake. That was Jake saying, hey, man, we want our freedom. Now you got the other nations involved. Now it's a global conflict. Okay? The same thing America has done to other nations. They had these things called color revolutions. Okay, they would have a color revolution. They'd have the Egyptians. They had the Egyptians have a revolution to start a regime change.
Arab Spring.
The Arab Spring. They did the same thing in Ukraine. Okay, before Ukraine got attacked, they had all those the Orange Revolution, the color revolution there. Okay, that's all that's happening here. It's the same playbook.
Yeah, to bring you into the MOTB system.
Right, yep. That's what it's
know?
all about, man.
And to bring more death and destruction. Okay, because the Lord wants death and destruction. The Heavenly Father commands that, man.
Yep.
Because you people ain't right.
And they want to call the population down anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's what better way?
Yep.
Right.
Well, you had the Georgia Guidestone.
Yeah. War and diseases, mainly war.
Yep.
War is the main
famine.
way to call people.
Yep. Famine's gonna come with war. Disease is gonna come with war. You know, people bugging the hell out will come with war. You know, sorrows.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And it's the beginning of sorrow.
Right.
It's just the beginning. Okay, and we've been in it, but now you're really gonna see it. Okay, because America's gonna lose all its so-called allies. Starting with the beast. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The
fire is gone forth from its wrath and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled.
Yep, the sinners are like the straw that's kindled. You're going to get burned up. Keep going.
Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction.
Yeah, because World War III, what it's really all about is wiping out 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay? Destroying America, getting rid of Esau. Getting rid of Esau, getting rid of the 2/3 and setting up the Israelites, the elect. Okay? Because America's about to be wiped out. And all these people in it are going to be wiped out. Why? Because ain't none of them right. None of them give a damn.
It was a time of the world.
And none of them can really understand what the hell is even going on. They can't understand what the hell's even going on. They want to go and celebrate Pride. They want to go to the ball game.
First time to do that, man.
As in the days of Noah.
Yep.
Days a lot. You know?
But what are you really going to see? You're going to see it tomorrow. They're going to have a No Kings March. It's going to be all hell out here, man. You're going to see the National Guard. They're going to have the tanks out here.
Beautiful.
Okay? The MRAPs, they're going to have drones out here. And they're going to be locking you people up, man. Then you ain't going to get released.
Hopefully something sodomized.
They're going to put you in concentration camps. Everything we've been telling you. They're going to declare martial law. They already did that in LA. They called it a curfew.
Yep.
They called it curfew. And what is the curfew really doing? It's hurting the businesses.
Yep.
Those people that just, and they're Jake businesses.
And who do you blame?
Niggas.
You got to blame niggas, man.
Esau set you up, man. Now Jake get the blame. Now everybody is going to be with whatever measures Esau wants to use to, quell these individuals, man. He going to use the military.
Yeah, you niggas are retarded, man. You fell right in the plan of the so-called white man, but ultimately it's the Heavenly Father. He don't like you. You ain't going to get right. You ain't going to do it the right way.
That's it.
You ain't going to see. Jake want to act like this is the 1960s again and a dog's biting him and a fire hose hitting him, man. All he wanted was a milkshake.
Damn, and a sandwich.
All the nigga wanted was a milkshake from the good white man, from the white man.
He wanted to drink out the white man's straw.
He just wanted a milkshake from the white man, man. Look, Esau dumped the milkshake on the nigga's head, man.
Yeah, that's fucked up,
He
man.
dumped the milkshake. Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
Yeah.
And you know what? I agree with him, man. I agree. I'd do the same thing if I owned a business. All right? Go ahead.
It says, for now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and you shall remain in them, for the Most High shall not deliver you because you have sinned against him.
There you go.
That's right. The Lord ain't going to deliver you. All these people, you're going to really feel the pain. You think ICE is bad? All right. Hey, none of us up here, anybody know ICE hit any of y'all families? Anybody get hit up by ICE? Any of y'all?
Nope.
It's not our fucking problem. All right? It's not our fucking problem.
Hey, well, we reading it.
It's not our fucking
The
problem.
Most High said he ain't going to deliver you.
And if you are, brother, in the truth, and that's
Yeah.
happening to you, you know what time it was.
Right.
You're the truth.
That's it.
The fuck? You should have been known, man. The white man's out to get you, man.
That's it.
Whether you got papers or not. Now, if you ain't got papers, it's even easier for you. You're a moving target. It's about time.
Yeah, but what's going on with this ICE thing is they detaining anybody.
Right.
American citizen or not.
Good.
So that's the precedent that's being said, which we already knew this was going to happen.
It's about
Just read the
goddamn
scriptures.
time.
The devil shall come down unto you having great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, man. We've been telling that he was going to do away with the Constitution.
Yep.
Okay, they was going to lock you people up indefinitely, man.
Yeah, you're worried about due process.
You
Yeah.
ain't got no rights.
You're a stupid ass, man.
These devils don't honor their word,
You don't give a shit.
you know?
You worried about freedom of speech, due process, right to assembly. You're a bug out, man. All right? You should be like Esau, man. Just worry about one right. That right to bear arms. All right, Esau, you don't need to worry about no other rights. That nigga about, you know what, I got my arms, nigga. Come and take it. Come and take it. Jake gonna get in that spirit sooner or later, man. And it's gonna be all hell breaking loose. All right? And that's America. That's how you know America's about to be all hell out here, man. Because Esau, when Esau can't protect Esau, what's Esau going to? He gonna protect himself, man. And the first nigga he see is cherry pot. All right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Damn.
Verse 28, it says, behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of
read
them.
that again.
2 Ezra 15:29. I'll read 28 again. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east.
Yep, from the east, a horrible vision. Where's this war going on right now? It's in the east. Okay? In a horrible vision. It shook up Ezra. He's like, God damn. This is exactly what he was seeing. What we're seeing right now, the Yemenis are turning up. That's what Ezra was seeing. He's like, God damn. Fire and brimstone. Go ahead.
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
That's right. So now you're about to see the Saudis move in. Okay, whether it be on the side of the Iranians or the side of the Israelis. You don't know which one because they kind of playing both sides right now.
Yemen.
Yep, the Yemenis, right? They got the Houthis
Oman.
over there. Oh, well, that's why they was lining up the Yemen. Before this, they had to line up the Yemen, boy, because Yemen got boots on the ground, dudes that are ready to fight wars. The Houthis, okay, which they said was funded by the Iranians,
Right.
which probably is. Who cares? It's wartime. All right, there's going to be this side and that side. Okay, wars get wars in their heart. Keep going.
All's fair in love and war.
And really, because they got to go against the enemy, man, and they know who their enemy is. And see, look at them, man. Look at them. They should be praying to Allah right now, man. They missed their prayers. Go ahead.
But they're in that Babylonian juice.
They hear they got cell phones.
Yeah, they're happy, man. They don't got to worry about the missiles.
They hoping to hell that stuff that's going on over there don't come over here.
Yeah, and it's going to happen. That's why all you people here in America, man, you think it's good, man. You think it's good. Just wait, it's going to be worse than what's happening over there. Because over there, they have their people. Okay? They have each other. They look at each other, they're the same nation. Okay? You come over here, it's a no king's march, man.
Melting pot.
It's a melting pot. You don't know who's your enemy. You don't know who's on your side. You can't trust nobody. It's going to be all hell breaking loose, literally. Okay? You can't trust nobody.
Well, that's why these nations, they going to go back to their own land.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to go back to their own lands, self-support.
And where you niggas going to go? Where can you go?
They on block.
Back to the
going
block
back
where
to the
the ops,
hood.
where the ops is waiting for them. A nigga go back to the
Ice.
block and the ops gonna be there, man.
Ice.
Get to them.
Ice.
Ice, baby.
That's the name of the nigga who's your op. All right, go ahead.
It says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth.
Yeah, carried as the wind upon the earth. They're gonna be moving swiftly.
Yep.
It's the hypersonic. All right, that's the hypersonic, man. Faster than the wind, moving, man. Power. Okay. You can't stop the wind. And the wind, it's unpredictable. You don't know where it's going at one point. It's here, it's there. Boom, boom, boom. Then that gust comes. All right. That's the Heavenly Father. He's controlling the war.
Oh,
Keep
yeah.
going.
That all they which hear them may fear and tremble.
That's right. And you're going to hear that. You're going to hear the missiles hit and you're fearing it. What do you think's happening in Tel Aviv? Tel Aviv getting lit up, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Tawadi Yabashim
They say you keep hearing sirens, and then when I heard that, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid, you know, because this is the time of judgment. Everybody's getting judged, you know, and that whole situation over there, you know, like you had Albert Pike and Giuseppe Mazzini. They had the Pike Mazzini blueprint, which was, you know, the so-called Illuminati had a plan for 3 world wars, and the last world war would be, you know, the Ishmaelites against the small hats.
Yep.
You know, so this is, you know, it's like they're planning it, but it's really the Lord's plan. Because when you look at the list of the list of nations in Ezekiel 38, some of those nations are Islamic nations. You know, that are going to be used in this war.
Yeah, you know why? Because the Heavenly Father understands, He created everything. So He understands everything. All right, and He put the spirit in Esau Edom to understand that himself. So he's using see, look at Esau, man. Oh man. So see?
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. that shame shall be seen.
His skirt got lifted up. That's
Damn,
Esau, man.
damn,
That
cuz
nigga ain't going to war with nobody, man.
he at war with himself.
Yeah, war with the voices in his head.
He at war with them goddamn parents he can't keep up.
Yeah. That's Esau. He fighting, still keep fighting. Esau got the spirit of fighting.
Keep hitting them.
He got the spirit to keep fighting.
That's
man.
why he's in shape.
That's why we gotta exterminate that nigga.
Constantly moving.
That's why we gotta chain him up. After 1,000 years, man, we just gotta round them up, rally round
Hey,
them
doing forward folds, pick up them pants.
Go ahead.
It says, also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as
go.
the wild boars of the wood.
Read that again.
Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath.
That's the Carmanians. Speaking about who? The modern day
Iranians.
Elam-
Yep.
Iranians. That's the Carmanians. Raging in wrath
As a wild boar.
as a wild boar. And a wild.
Them Iranians gonna go crazy, man.
And them boars is rough, man.
Hey, and you know
Fucking
what?
boars?
They ain't kosher either.
Nah. And them boars ain't no joke, man.
They're
You fuck with them
abominations.
boars will fuck you up.
You got videos. You have a boar that will fuck up a lion.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and they got real tough skin. It's like
Yeah,
real.
you can't
hard
pierce
to-
it.
yeah.
And they got them tusks. Them tusks, they fuck you up with them tusks.
I've seen the motherfucker gouge the lion through, done, finished. Break
Dang.
your shit open.
Yeah, lion over, we want to hunt that.
And then and the way that when they like they're raging, so they use their power. They like low to the ground. They stop
Yeah.
it, and they just fucking just like they're wild.
They
They
dig
don't
in.
stop. Yep.
They dig in.
They dig in.
They
That's
get in,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They get in the ground.
And that's what them Iranians are doing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hey
they're digging
man,
in.
the Most High, he ain't no joke the way he be comparing stuff and the characteristics of these animals in comparison to the people and how they do things is bad,
Makes
man.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
And that's why they live in that land.
Yep.
That geography.
And they're a warlike people. They're tough people, man.
Because that's a tough land to live in, man. And to get there, to invade that on foot, you ain't about to do that, man.
Well, they've been there for millennia.
Yeah, they're
Hey,
safe.
where the fuck they gonna go? The Most High set them there. You small hats ain't moving. You Edomites over here in America, you ain't moving them, man.
Nope.
Yeah, the small hats, they didn't want to have a regime change. They think that the Iranian people are going to rebel against their own government and do. No, they ain't about to do that.
They tapped in.
They tapped in, yeah.
Hey brother,
They
first
with
of
the
all,
shit.
you couldn't even take out the Afghanistan.
Yeah.
What they call that? The death of
Graveyard.
empire, the
Yeah.
graveyard of
Graveyard of
empires.
empires.
You know, ain't no empire ever took them out. Them people are dug in there, man.
And where's Afghanistan located? Right next to the Iranians.
Yeah, they all the same.
The same people.
Same people.
Same people.
And America just recently had a humiliating exit from Afghanistan.
Very
Yep.
humiliating.
Yep.
Which just is another signal that this place is done.
Yep.
How
You
was the
went in
hammer?
there, you fled.
How was the hammer of the whole earth cut down?
Yep. There you go. Keep going.
Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come.
Yep, that great power. And you see them with that hypersonic missile. They're worried about a nuclear missile. They got it. All they need is the Russians to hook them up with something. And they already did. Okay? All they need is the Chinese to hook them up. They already got it. That's just a ploy to get you thinking about justifying preemptive strikes. That's all that is.
And that bullshit where they got that one site, they got plenty of sites like that underground. That shit that you hit, that shit was like some minute shit. We hit the greatest, you know. No, you didn't.
You were just trying to provoke them.
Yep.
So, because they have a short time. They're trying to provoke Iran for Iran to do another strike so they can have an ongoing war, man.
Yep.
You know, because with that war, what is that war going to be used to do? It's going to be used to crash all the world economies. To bring in what? A new system. That's what it's all about.
MOTB.
To bring in an MOTB system, man. And you're going to see them roll out those technologies as more and more things start to increase. As more wars start to increase, as more riots and chaos and commotions and uprisings, right?
Well, you see it. That's the Zagros Mountains protecting them.
Yeah, there's a mountain there.
That mountains, you can't. And they're landlocked, apart from the Gulf. Okay, but those mountains protect them. Okay, like the wild boar in the woods. All right, that's their habitat. So you ain't about to go in there and start plucking them down, kicking them out, man.
They're gonna come off the mountains and fuck you up.
Yeah, yep.
'Cause the army's gonna march.
And it's easy to come down from the mountains, man. To go up the mountain, that's the hardest part. To go up the mountain and come over and then get over it and then go back down. You ain't doing all that, man. They're already at the highest point.
They got the vantage point.
Yep, they got the and that's why Gad survived in a lot of these different areas, man. Because Gad was in the canyons, Gad was in the mountains, Gad was on the cliffs of the rock, watching on the vantage point, making sure he was good. Hiding in the slot canyons, it's called slot canyons. You go deep, it's a whole maze under the earth. Okay? And that's how Gad survived Esau's wrath, man. Okay?
So like I was thinking about that fucking Edom. Like,
Oh, that was his skirt.
yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. And they
there you
shall,
go. The dragons of Arabia
Yeah.
and the Carmanians getting together, linking up to go to war with who? Keep going.
and they shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Yep, that land of the Syrians, speaking about who? The Americans, okay?
Yep.
So-called white man, Esau, Edom. Okay, because the Assyrians represent the empire that held us captive, the Israelites. Okay, keep going. Hey, because you so-called white people, America, people had enough of you. There's nothing good you even do anymore, right? Back in the 50s and 60s and whatnot, yeah, they liked your music. America, they don't like your music no more, right? They used to be like, yeah, I like Leonard Skinner. Yeah, I like listening to Pink Floyd and The Doors. Yeah, I like listening to Motown. Michael Jackson, yeah, Michael Jackson. Now, they ain't listening to you fucking niggas no more, man.
Yeah, nigga music.
The nigga music, they turn that shit off.
Yeah, trap shit. Whatever.
Taylor Swift,
Trap and what the other shit.
Miley Cyrus, they ain't listen to that garbage. Britney
What's up?
Spears,
Drill, yeah. Drill and trap, yeah.
they making their own music. They got money.
money. That motherfucker was harmonizing though.
And they don't want to see none of your films. They don't give a damn, man. 'Cause
Nah.
Every film you got, there's you know what in it, man. So, yeah, go ahead. And then your films are banned because of that. Or you gotta alter it. You gotta alter it to release it in those countries. Yeah, take that scene out where there's two dudes kissing.
And it's sitting in there for no reason.
It
It ain't got nothing to do with the
got
fucking
no
story at
sense.
all.
No
These
sense.
dudes just got
Yep.
a homo scene for no reason.
So it is there.
You know?
Yep. Go ahead. Yeah, the character, he's just out of nowhere. The character is he's getting a blowy from another man. For no reason. They just threw that in there, man. And hey, we can just take that out for the Chinese.
Yeah.
We'll take that out for the Eastern market. We don't need to keep that in there.
There's a fucking gangster movie with
Yeah.
that shit in there.
Yeah, the hardest gangster. He's a full-blown mo.
He getting popped.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Let's fit that in there real quick.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh well, you know that reminds me of Sakari.
Oh Lord.
He a real nigga too.
He the hardest nigga.
He said he was a real nigga.
He a real
Said-
nigga.
He said the
That's
hardest.
what real niggas do.
He the hardest nigga, bro.
Real niggas get popped.
Oh
He can
shit.
raise up any bitch, bro, especially the black bitch.
Damn.
Whole time, you want her to pop him.
Said the pickler.
The pickler tickler. Go ahead.
It says, and
Oh,
then shall the
shit.
dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature.
Yeah, because Ishmael wild.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're wild people. The Most High created them to be wild.
Hey, Jake didn't want to deal with that, man. That's why he gave him that religion.
Yeah, the Islam.
Yeah, Jake has a, we gotta get these niggas something.
And the niggas still wild.
He's like, you know what? Hey, if we tell these niggas to pray on a rug 5 times a day, maybe they won't fight and go to war all the time. Them niggas ain't stop.
Nah. It's in their nature.
It's in their
Yeah.
nature.
Islam.
Yeah, you know, because you know when they really bought that shit was when, because the popes and the cardinals and them, they set them up to get Jerusalem. So once they got Jerusalem and they won, they refused to give it to them motherfuckers. They said, wait a minute, Allah's on our side. Fuck y'all, you know? And that's why you still got their presence there. So that gave them like more strength, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then Ishmaelites, they're really wild. They see a woman like that walking down the street, what do you think they're gonna do to her?
No, she gone.
Dude.
She got all kind of bouncing around the bounce. What you think Ishmael gonna do to her?
That one reporter, she went down to Egypt during the Arab Spring, and they took her.
Yeah.
She was in the crowd. They had their way with her, man.
Well, they got a bunch of Westerners in Egypt. They're trying to march to Gaza, The Egyptians are riding it again. They're throwing shit at him, man. Trying to throwing rocks at him, kicking them out. Saying, "Get the hell out of here, man! What you doing over here?" Yeah, they don't even want them there, man. They're not trying to march to Gaza. They throwing rocks at him. They throwing Molotovs at him. All right, that's Ishmael. Ishmael don't want you around. He go crazy on you. And what? Well, let the Most High give Ishmael nuclear weapons. What's he gonna do with it? He's gonna go after his main enemy. Right, like the apostle was mentioning earlier about that Albert Pike plan. Okay, that holy war, jihad. Right, that jihad.
Yeah, and them dudes are fanatics.
Yeah,
They all into that shit, you know. I mean, you can't tell them that their shit is fake, you know, because they believe in that
They
shit.
got 100% faith.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like a nigga Muslim, you know.
Oh no.
Javante, yeah, a nigga
Shavante.
Muslim.
God damn.
Yeah, a nigga Muslim.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. That nigga just knows Bismillah.
Yeah.
He just knows a couple words, and then niggas still go back to blowing tree, drinking,
Yeah.
fucking whores and shit, you know, going on dates. That's all Haran. But hey, let a Sharia law nigga catch you in the act, man. He's gonna stone you to death. Go ahead.
Got this precept. This is Genesis 16 and 11. I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, "And the angel also said, 'You are now pregnant and will give birth to a son. You are to name him Ishmael,'" which means the Most High hears. "For the Lord Yahweh has heard your cry of distress. This son of yours will be a wild man."
Boom.
Wild man, meaning he's not gonna. The Lord ain't gonna give him the law, man. The Lord ain't gonna give him the order.
Matter of fact, look that
Okay.
up in Hebrew.
Yeah,
Wow.
we'll look it up.
I'm in the blue letter.
Okay.
The nigga out of control.
All right.
Hey,
the breakdown.
Ishmael.
That's
He
the
out of
breakdown.
fucking Control.
You're
Okay,
right.
Who can control Ishmael?
Nobody.
Esau that had a whole bunch of color revolutions out there. The nigga still crazy, man.
You know what? You know what controls him? That little block.
Yeah, the cube.
That cube.
With the silver pachina.
Yeah. Yeah, with the marble floor around it and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Them spires.
Yeah.
Them spires with a bug out going every day.
Damn. Money.
Let a nigga wake up every morning and do that at the top of a spire, man.
Oh, no, he gets killed.
They're gonna kill him, man. They're gonna hit him with a drone strike, man.
Snipe.
They're gonna snipe that nigga, man. They're gonna make a law. They're out banning niggas from going high up in certain places. Go ahead.
I got the word for wild. The word there is hurrah. Strong's 86501. A wild ass. It says a wild ass, wild.
Well, you know what? What is the ass? That's the donkey, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's a jackass. It's a mixture. It's a horse
Hybrid.
and a mule. That's what Ishmael looked like, man.
Damn. Money.
No, because he didn't get the promise. He wasn't the pure line. He wasn't the prized horse.
He was a hybrid.
He was a hybrid, man. So the Lord he said, man, get this nigga out of here, man.
Oh,
Get
man.
this nigga out of here, man. And that's why it all went to Isaac.
And then like the wild ass and the wild horses and all that, they can't be tamed.
Yeah.
You know, and no matter what you do with them, you can't tame them. You could pay them, you
They're
could
stubborn, yeah.
set them up. They're not gonna change their ways.
Yeah, they're stubborn. Yeah, you can't make
Yeah.
that into like a prize horse, the finest Arabian horse.
Yep.
You could train that nigga, man.
Yeah.
You could talk to it, you know.
Yeah, they're domesticated.
Yeah, they're domesticated. You can feel their spirit, you know.
Yeah.
That's Israel.
Yeah, well, even with them horses, the domesticated horses, you still have to use force.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll buck up against you, but you can get them back in line.
Yeah.
But if it's completely wild, he ain't gonna do nothing you
No.
tell him to do.
The donkey already stubborn as it is.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, you beat the donkey, it still don't move, man. It just eat it. It just eat it, man. The horse, you got the spurs on, it kick up, it pick up pace, man.
Yeah.
But you on the ass, man. You gotta beat the shit. It's hard work.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says in the secondary sense of running wild, the onager, wild ass, continuing down. It
And
says-
that's Ishmael, man. Oh, well, the word Arab means what?
Mixed. Yep.
There you go. the Lord don't play around, man. Okay, because what the hell is a jackass? It's a mixture. That's the so-called Arabs, a mix. Go ahead.
Doesn't on that.
Okay.
We'll go back to Genesis 16:12.
And the Arabs, the Arabs is going to be going to war with you, man.
Oh yeah.
Wild animal, pretty much. That's what you're gonna fight. Ishmael crazy as hell too.
Just,
That nigga will blow himself up.
Yep.
Elon's tactical. You can see how he was patient. He waited for the small hats to do his thing. He's funding Hezbollah. He putting money over here at the Hamas. He putting money with the Houthis. You know what I mean? He throwing money to these organizations that have these protests. You know what I mean? He doing this and that every now and then. Ishmael just gonna go head first.
He's a different beast. He got promised them virgins up in heaven. He can blow himself up.
Nah, he'll strap himself. Yeah, exactly. I was
He
gonna
can blow
say.
himself up.
He'll strap himself up, man.
He thought Ammon was bad. Wait till he come across
Hey,
Ishmael.
and he more strapped than Sakari.
Damn.
Genesis 16:12 in the NLT. This son of yours will be a wild man, as untamed as a wild donkey. He will raise his fist against everyone, and everyone will be against him.
Yep.
Yes, he will live in open hostility against all his relatives. And that's the man that you're getting ready to go to war with.
You done fucked up now.
Right?
Hey, Jake didn't want no smoke with that nigga, man.
Jake came in with that religion.
Jake came over with that religion.
Esau trying to go head up with this dude, man.
Jake tried to mix it in like, hey man, we good. Hey, you don't mess with us, man. We good. He made sure that Jake put it in there that the Lord is okay. Like he's one of the prophets. And let him know the Lord's one of the prophets. And he's celebrating the bombing of Tel Aviv right now, man.
Who's that, Liberace?
Yeah, he's in the spirit, man.
That's Liberace? He ain't never died. Fucking Liberace.
That's that reveling. That's that reveling. Right?
It's back in 2 Ezra 15 and 31. It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 38 and 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Yeah, that's talking about the Russians and Iranians, man. Okay? The Lord is about to control them to go to war, man, putting them hooks in their jaws, man. Okay? He's about to direct them to where they're going to put their power. Okay? And their power is in their military. There's a reason why Ukraine and you didn't do nothing when they went to Ukraine. You didn't do nothing when the Russians went into Crimea. You can't do nothing. You go to war with them? That's why when Hitler, during World War II, when he went east, okay, on the eastern front, he could do nothing, man. The Russians are too powerful. All right, the people there are too strong. The terrain is too grim. Are you better off making a negotiation? You start looking at how empires have always fallen, man. It's always in those areas, the east, going towards the east, going into the land of Iran, going to the land of Afghanistan, the Hindu Kush, going to the Russia. Okay, those are places where empires go to die.
Well, in Russia, they're a different breed of Edomite.
Yeah, no, for sure.
A lot of them is Jake.
Whole bunches.
A lot of them is Jake.
First snow come there, they jump outside, and they're pretty much in their chokers. Just roll around in the snow and then hop back in the house.
You know
they do that to their babies.
Their babies, yep. They put their babies in the snow. And you know what they do? They put their babies in a stroller and they let them take naps outside in the snow. And they wrap it up in blankets. They don't have the baby out there naked. The baby's wrapped up in blankets, but the baby's out there in the snow.
It's resilient.
Yep. And that raises up their tolerance.
Mitochondria.
It raises up the tolerance. It gives them a good immune system.
Yeah, stronger immune system. We'll be able to fight diseases better, all types of crazy shit.
He's fucking wrestling brothers too, man.
Yep.
There ain't no American doing
Yeah.
that. If he is, he at the circus and he get ate up.
Yeah, he's wrestling a teddy bear. The big ass teddy bears.
Yeah.
That's a fetish type shit.
That's American. Well, there was you had that show. I forget the name of it, but they had the Ultimate Warrior, something like that. They put two different type of military groups together. They put them against each other, check the stats and stuff, and see who wins. They had the Spetsnaz versus the Green Berets. This is on, I believe it was on Spike.
Yep.
The Green Berets lost, man. The Spetsnaz is basically the elite.
It's that battle
military
warrior
group.
thing, right? It's like a battle warrior thing or something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. They put the two like militaries together, Marines versus the Army and stuff like that. But they had one episode. It was the Spetsnaz,
The special forces,
and the Green Berets, which is special forces of the U.S. The Green Berets, and the Spetsnaz, the special forces of the
Russia.
Russians, and the Spetsnaz wiped the floor with them. The Russians are different, man.
And the Russians they're ready for war, man. Okay, they're ready to go to war with the Americans, with the Europeans. Okay, good.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
Saw their military personnel, their military equipment.
Persia,
What the
Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmets.
Which Persia's talking about Iran. Which is no coincidence
fucking
that you
seven
have
dwarfs.
Russia, they have treaties with Iran. The Most High put that in their minds to do that to fulfill this prophecy. As soon as the Iranians get touched by whether it be Israel or the United States, Russia's going to step in. All right? To kick off this World War III, fulfilling Ezekiel the 38th chapter.
That's right.
There's nothing you can do to stop it.
That's right.
All right? You got these small hats, they over there attacking the Iranians, which is what's going to be the end result of this, man? Eventually, the Russians going to step in. But the Russians ain't going to step in until America steps in. And America's been ramping up their rhetoric concerning attacking Iran. So they're going to back up them small hats, as the scriptures say, okay, as Yahweh Shai prophesied, when you do that, it's over for you. Russia's going to step in, and Russia, they recently made a treaty with the North Koreans. The treaty states that anytime the Russians enter into a military conflict, the North Koreans, they're obligated to get involved in it.
Vice versa too.
So you go to war with North Korea too, and China. Okay, and what do all these nations have in common? They got nuclear missiles, man. All right, so you can see the prophecies of Yahweh Shai coming to pass, man. This place is going to get destroyed. All right? Just as Yahweh Shai said it was going to happen. It's happening just how Yahweh Shai said it would happen, man. That's right. The Russians, the Persians. Okay, we just read about the Carmenians and the wild-ass Arabs. Okay? Who's getting attacked? You bombing Gaza, you bombing Lebanon, you bombing Yemen. Those are all Arab countries, man. Syria. So they gonna link up with the Iranians. They gonna fuck you up. Okay, that's just one front you got to deal with. You also got to deal with the Russians. You also got to deal with the Chinese. Okay, you also got to deal with the Koreans. You also got to deal with all the rest of these nations because they're gonna turn against you. And you got to deal with your European allies. They're gonna turn on your ass too, man.
You're gonna deal with the Pakistanis?
They got missiles too. Packets. You think that they're gonna, go to war with India? Nah, India and Pakistan, they're gonna link up and they're gonna shoot their missiles on your ass, man. It ain't gonna go how you Edomite think. Okay, we'll be able to use this and establish our new order. It ain't gonna work. America gonna be destroyed and your red ass going into slavery.
Most High gonna throw a monkey wrench in your shit.
It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmets.
So all their militaries are gonna link up and they're gonna go to war with you. Keep going.
It says Gomer and all his bands, and the house of Togarmah.
Togarmah is Turkey, which they got tensions with America as well, all over this Gaza thing. That's an Islamic nation as well. Okay, a Muslim nation as well.
Which is a part of NATO.
Yep. But they've been going around telling this other Arab nation that they gotta stand up to the state of Israel and America, especially when Trump made that declaration that Jerusalem was the capital of Israel.
got big mad.
Erdogan got pissed off, man. He went around in Arab, we got to do something about these small hats, man.
It was all instigation.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a two-state solution. So with Trump declaring that, okay, America being the top nation on the earth, they basically saying we recognize Israel as the only state over there in that land. The Palestinians, they don't exist.
Well, why don't you make it a melting pot like you did America? Why can't you all live in peace?
It's an ethno state. Yep.
Why does it have to be like that? Isn't that not good? Isn't that bad? Like you got all these immigrants flooding in here, right? All these goddamn immigrants everywhere. They're coming in here, and you American people are supposed to accept that? Yet, what about you Israelis? You can't even accept the niggas that were there before you.
Well, that's a question that vocab should ask itself. Ask
all
them
bullshit,
small
man.
hats that, man.
It's all a bunch of bullshit. And ultimately, it's all going to lead to one thing, man. Nuclear destruction of America.
That's it.
All right?
It says the house of Torgama of the north quarters and all his bands and many people with thee.
Yep. So Turkey, they gonna join up with this
Yep.
the Axis, as you gonna call them too. Okay.
And hey, Turkey already don't. They already say fuck y'all.
Yeah.
But them Turks are wild too.
Yep.
No, they part of NATO, but they like fuck it. We'll bang with y'all
They've
too.
been ready to
It's
bounce
that,
out.
it's that Ottoman spirit.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were once a big empire. They once controlled everything.
Yep.
Well, they used to control that land before
Yeah.
the British took them down. All right, the British took that land of Palestine from the Ottomans, man. And the British they promised Palestine to 3 different niggas. All right, they promised it to the Arabs. They promised it to the small hats, and then they also promised it to I believe who was it? The Lebanese, if I'm not mistaken, or the Egyptians, one of the two. And then all of a sudden, guess who they gave it to? Dear Lord Rothschild. That's what
Yep,
it said.
the
That's
Balfour.
what the Balfour Declaration said.
Yeah.
So who's really behind it all? Look it up for yourself. Go ahead.
JOOS's.
Yep. The Illuminators. All right, go ahead.
Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. It says in many
Yeah,
days.
so Russia's going to be a guard to those nations that it just listed. Persia is one of them, which the modern day Persia is Iran. So when you start fucking with Iran, you fuck with the Persians, or you fucking with the Russians. All right, and it's already been prophesied that the Medes are, set up to destroy Babylon. So it's over for you, man. There's no way you can get out of this. Okay, the route you're going down is the route that Yahweh Shemi Shai has predetermined you to go down. You're gonna get involved with them Iranians, which is gonna spell you in.
Yeah, all this proves that the Israelites were right. Okay, the apostles of Great Millstone on down were true and correct in the prophecy of what's about to
They
happen.
made to eat their words. Dude's talking about the least of the flock. That's not talking about that. I mean, what the fuck is it talking about? Who's the one drawing America into this war? Without America, you can't do shit. No, you got it, brother.
No, I was just gonna say America's Babylon the Great too. People saying that America ain't Babylon the Great. So when this place gets destroyed, that's gonna solidify the point.
Yeah, well, they say this ain't the Babylon the Great, but they can't tell you what nation on the planet is making all the people of the earth rich. It's America.
Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom.
Yeah, it's talking to you so-called white people, man. This is what Yahweh Shemi Shai has purpose for you and your people, mainly your country, America. Keep going.
And his purpose that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
And it's apparent that you devils, you're the Edomites, man. You so-called white people. The least of the flock, the smallest of you, we're just talking about the JOOs, okay? They gonna draw you out to war. All right, and that's exactly what's going on. Okay, keep going.
Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them.
Yeah, because that land Israel is going to be destroyed along with America. Okay, the only difference is that the land Israel is going to be built back up. All right, but America is going to be a desert forever. All right, and what's going to be the key thing that you can go back to that caused this whole thing to happen is You dealing with them damn JOOs, man.
JOOSs.
Well, I seen a video, it was a little reel on Instagram. They had a clip of missiles flying throughout the four corners of the earth, and they said this is what happens. This is the result of you not wanting to be an anti-S.
Yep.
You see, so these people know what's going to cause World War III, man.
Yep. Yep.
You dealing with them JOOs.
Yep. Any final words, comments, scriptures? And first and foremost, I want to say to Wadi Abashim Al-Shai, bringing this war upon this damn devil.
To bringing this war upon this damn devil.
With that, we give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Shalom to the elect.